Hello and welcome to our first update for the BAE Systems Challenge Mondrian Madness. We've received many questions over the course of the last week about the rules, and we wanted to provide some clarity on those questions. The first of these has to do with the time for recording your runs. We want the runs to be recorded as well as submitted during that submission window. So from 12:01 a.m. February 26th to 11:59 p.m. February 27. We want that 48-hour window is designed to mimic an in-person competition. So if you look around first at some of the at-home challenges that are going on, say in FTC, they do have specific time windows in which they're operating, and this makes it fair for all the teams. So you don't have a team that would, take 4 weeks to find the best one and then put it together. We want to have it like you've gone to the competition, you're in place, that's when you're going to do your run. So please adhere to those time windows when recording those runs. Second question has to do with whether you're required to print out the mat, and that is not required. You can make your own mat. We do encourage that, but please do follow the dimensions, and we've provided a dimensional guideline or dimensional layout of the field that you can use. And we've seen some videos of some great innovative solutions using gaffer's tape or blue paint tape and so on a floor, and that's been very well received. So go ahead and do that. Speaking of the field and the definition of the field, we wanted to call your attention to the intent of crossing a line. And there's been some question about whether moving the wheels or a portion of the robot that touches the ground from a white area to a red area or to a yellow area or to a blue area qualifies as a cross. And yes, it does. So if you think about crossing a line would mean going from one side of the line to the other side of the line. And we were trying to define that, and clearly it was not clear enough as to what crossing a line means. And so we've clarified that by saying that the yellow, blue, and red areas on the field are, in fact, white as far as the penalties are concerned. They're very helpful, though, because if you do cross from one color to black to another color, you've crossed a line, right? So that's the idea. So use your judgment. You know what crossing a line means, and hopefully we will follow that. Now, we've also provided some guidance, too, with respect to points of contact and so on. And for instance, if a wheel goes from one side of a line to another side of a line, then that's a penalty. However, if the robot is turning and the wheel happens to roll over the line, so let's say it goes from one side of the line to the other side of the line and then back again, we'll call that one penalty because the robot wasn't driving over, like in the direction of travel, isn't over the line, but they're taking the turn. So we'll give you the benefit of the doubt on that one. But otherwise, if it crosses a line, and that would mean like clipping, you might drive by and touch the end of one of the lines. You still cross the line. So if you're going from one side to another, it's a cross. And just know that that's the case, and record that penalty appropriately. We absolutely need you to record the video from above, so please make sure that you do that so that we can clearly see those points of contact on the ground and where they're going to be, hopefully, not touching the lines or crossing the lines, but if they do, we need to know about it. There's also a question about the end of the game and when is the robot in the target zone. So the target zone has been clarified so that when the robot comes to rest within the target zone, and it's in the target zone when both wheels are in contact with the red portion of the mat. So as the robot comes into the target zone, once both wheels are in the target zone, it's in the target zone. But that doesn't mean that the run is done. The run is done when the robot stops moving. So when the robot is done moving and you've decided we've finished moving, then that's the end of the run. So if the robot comes in and a portion of the robot is still like over a line or extended out or hasn't quite all the way come into the target zone, then that would accrue a penalty. but the robot's still in the target zone, so you're good. Does that make sense? That's what we're going for. All right, and that brings us to the end of the update, the major updates for this week. Please do read the rules at wpilib.org, and we look forward to seeing your submissions at the end of February. Good luck.